Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. You guys always see me putting dip powder on, so I figured I would show you what I do when I go to remove my dip powder nails with the peel base underneath. So I take a nail file and I'll just file the edges with the 100 side of the 100 and 180 grit nail file, because I want to just break this seal. So with the peel base being underneath, I still like to cap my edges because, I have 4 kids, I'm a busy mom, I don't want my nails to pop off until I'm ready to take them off. So I actually do cap my edges with the gel so that they stay on until I'm ready to take them off. Well, most of the time anyways. Sometimes I still will have pop-offs. But right now all I'm doing is I'm filing all the edges carefully, and I'm just breaking the seal of the gel to the side of my nail so that it will be much easier for me to pop off the nail. I'm gonna leave this in real time as well so you guys can see how quick it is to just pop off the dip powder. Also, I've got a couple of tools that I use. I will use a nail file, I will use cuticle oil to help assist in the removal, and also it'll moisturize when I'm done after the filing, and after the pop off I'll just moisturize with the rest that's remaining. Sometimes I'll use that cuticle pusher, I'll use the pointy side, the scraper side. I'll use that sometimes to kind of get in there, as you'll see, but my preferred method was not what a lot of people use, and you'll see that my dip powder doesn't pop off all in one piece just because of how I have it secured, and I don't use peel base all the way to the edge of my nail, all the way to the cuticle line. But I like to use the cuticle nippers to grab the side of the dip powder and pry it off that way. Some people use an orange wood stick. You can pretty much do whatever works for you. Sometimes I'll get clean pop-offs, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on how I applied the dip or how it's going, but it just is all a personal thing. Sometimes they'll pop off all at once like you see in the pictures that people will post, but usually mine will pop off like this and I don't really care because all the dip pops off. So now I'm just going to use a little bit more cuticle oil than I would normally use, and I'm just going to apply it like I usually would, and I'm going to rub it all in the cuticles. I'm going to rub it on the sides of the seals just so that the cuticle oil can help with the removal. Now you can let it sit there for a little while, which will help it kind of get under and in between and make it a little bit easier, but I had this mani on for 3 days and I was just like, let's go. So I initially start with the cuticle pusher, and you'll see it's not hard. The dip powder comes up and it'll come off in pieces for me. And this is kind of how all of it usually goes. It's kind of trial and error, but I usually just go for the cuticle nippers, just grab the side and pop the whole thing off. But it's relatively easy, and I prefer to use peel base underneath my manis. You see, it wasn't that hard. Pops off and you're ready for the next set. I like to use full cover tips, and I don't like to have to file off every time I do my nails because it's just a hassle for me. So peel base is awesome, and I can get a mani to last up to 2 weeks even with using peel base and still having this result of the pop off at the end of that time. So it just works for me, and I figured I would throw something a little different in the channel so you guys can kind of see exactly what I do. And like I'm saying, it doesn't always pop off in one piece, but that's okay. The most important part is to make sure that you are not ripping or tearing and you're being safe with your nails. And I was just having a really tough time, and I was feeling like it was not going to be safe because of the cuticle oil. It just was making, as you'll see how I try to grip the clippers. I don't know what I'm trying to say. When I grip them, like my hand is sliding because of all the cuticle oil. But you see, this is my preferred method, to just grab the side, and you see it just pulls up the dip and it just pops off really easy. Much easier than the cuticle pusher, just because I don't like to stab myself. Nobody really likes to do that, but I don't like the chance of doing that. And with the cuticle nippers, I just pull up the side. It just pops right off so easy that's just my preferred method. After I'm all done with popping the dip powder off, I'll rub in the cuticle oil, let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then I'll go wash my hands in the sink. Go ahead and wash them with, I use Dawn soap because it gets everything off. And then I will reapply the cuticle oil and let my nails sit for a little while before I do a dip mani over top, just because I don't like to do a whole bunch of stuff to my nails at one time, and it just works out that way for me. So after I'm done, I just kind of let you guys take a peek at what my nails are looking like. I have a little bit of filing to do that left a little bit of dip on the edges where I don't quite put it all the way to the edge. But as you guys can see, it's not hard to pop them off with the peel base. It shouldn't hurt. If it does hurt, you're doing something absolutely wrong. You should not do that. Don't force anything. Try not to stab yourself, which I have done several times. But as you guys see, it's already ready for the next mani to go straight on top of it if I was to want to do that. But I'm going to go wash my hands real quick and come right back. All right, we are back. Hands washed. Everything looks great. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you guys maybe consider subscribing. And I will see y'all in the next one.